Okay, suppose the Fed buys $100,000 of U.S. Treasury bonds from Bill Gates. If the reserve requirement is 20%, the currency holdings of the public are unchanged, and banks have zero excess reserves both before and after the transaction. The total impact on the money supply will be which of the following? Well, right away, we can cross off a couple of answers. Why? Well, take a look at what's going on in this case. The Fed is buying something that's just a piece of paper from Bill Gates, which is not money, and handing Bill Gates something that is money, $100,000 in cash or demand deposits. Now, what that means is there's no way that the money supply is going to decrease as a result of that transaction. So C and D can be crossed off the list right away. The question is, what impact on the money supply will there be? Will it be a $100,000 bump or a $500,000 bump? Now, it's certainly true if those $100,000 show up in a checking account, which they will. I assume Bill Gates is not going to keep it under his pillow. 20% of that $100,000 will have to be kept on reserve. How much will that leave over as excess reserves for this bank? Well, that would be $80,000, which is left over. Now, that's excess reserves can then be multiplied times the money multiplier. Now, what is that? Well, the required reserve ratio is 20. And 1 divided by the required reserve ratio gets you the money multiplier. So 1 over 0.2 is equal to 5. That's our money multiplier. And if we take those excess reserves of 80,000, multiply them times the money multiplier of 5, we get an expansion of the money supply in new loans of 400,000. I'm just going to write 400K here for lack of room. But the story doesn't end there, because we have to take that 400,000 and also include the initial $100,000, which is part of M1, and that grand total gives us $500,000 in new money supply.